What up, guys? Victor Flourish. 6 a.m. in the morning, and I'm showing up for myself. So the title of this video is going to be called kind of like something like "Show Up for Yourself," body game, show up for yourself, or discipline, show up for yourself, whatever. But essentially, what I've realized through this journey is and even like going on runs and stuff, going to work. I have a 9 to 5, and then I also have a 5 to 9 and a 10 to 6, whatever. But I'm always working. But it's not work. It feels good when I'm doing it. But a lot of people will wake up super early and show up for their 9 to 5s that most people hate. All right, I'm not saying everyone hates their job and not everyone should be an entrepreneur, but essentially what I'm saying is a lot of people will show up to their jobs super early and they'll be in this bad attitude, whether you're at McDonald's serving, you're a Denny's server, some type of a server, or if you're someone who works in IT, you just don't like it. But whatever it is that your 9 to 5 is, or if you're someone studying and you're in school, if you're someone like that and you don't like your 9 to 5, or you don't like what you're doing, you're still showing up, right? You're still showing up. And I thought about it. I was like, yo, when I was in pharmacy school, I had to wake up for my clinicals at 5 a.m. and I would not get, and you don't get paid, right? You're just studying or whatever, and you're shadowing your preceptors, and from 5 a.m. all the way to 4 p.m. I'd be in there not getting paid. All right, and I was like so mad because I was like, dude, oh, there's a rabbit. I'd be like, dude, I'm not getting paid. Yeah, I'm learning and it's part of my education, but I'm paying for this. And I could have really used the money. I was like barely eating. I was eating poorly because I had to then get off at 4 p.m. and I had to rush to the pharmacy to work as an intern to actually get paid for the day. So I would literally every single day, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. was not getting paid, doing clinicals. And I know it's supposed to be a learning experience, but still, it's like, I don't want to do that. All right. But I would still show up and I would wake up early, even when I didn't feel like it. It takes discipline to do that. Right. And then from 5 to 10 p.m., I would be in the pharmacy, but that would only be 5 hours of possible like pay, right? Compared to the 11 hours that I just worked for free. So every day, for about 16, 17 hours, that's what I was doing. And then when I went home, I would have to prepare presentations with the little time that I had left. And this was every day, Monday through Friday. And then on Saturday, I would work again. And some Sundays I would work as well because I needed that money. So I would show up. So essentially, what are you showing up for? Who are you showing up for? Are you showing up for yourself? What do I mean by that? I mean, are you waking up every day because you want to see that higher version of yourself? You want to see that better you? Are you showing up for yourself? Or are you showing up for somebody else? Okay? Because it's either you show up for your dream and becoming the highest version of yourself, becoming that millionaire, the best version of yourself, the best shape of your life, eating right, doing the right habits. Or if you're not showing up for yourself, you're showing up for someone else's dream. You're fulfilling someone else's dream. So someone had the dream of having the biggest company in the world. All right, Mr. Walmart. All right, whatever his name is, something Walmart. Okay. So the Walmart family are billionaires. Why? Because someone in their family decided to show up every day. Someone in their family changed their bloodline. They decided to show up every day for themselves. But now, if you're showing up to work at Walmart, or you're showing up for an internship at Walmart, or to go interview there, you're fulfilling someone else's dream, right? You don't want to get up at 6 a.m., but they told you to get up at 6 a.m. So you're going to have to go fulfill their dream. And that's okay. Sometimes you have to help others build their network, or build their building, or whatever, build their vision, so that you can learn from that and then reflect and build your own vision. And that's only if that's what you desire to do. But that's not what everyone in the world was made for. Not everyone was built to create their own vision. But if you're one of those people who kind of watches my videos, I'm sure you kind of have a calling of, hey, I feel like I'm being pulled to do something, I don't know what it is. But in that sense, do what I'm doing. I'm not saying do exactly what I'm doing, but this is what I'm doing and what I've learned from mentors and reading and just studying. While you're working on someone else's vision, make sure that from that 9 to 5, you're working on that other vision, or you're at your job or whatever that you're showing up for. From 5 to 9, show up for yourself. Work day by day to build that dream and that life that you've always wanted. And it doesn't have to be 5 to 9. Maybe you want to get up before you go to work. Maybe you do like 3 a.m. to like 8 a.m. and then 9 a.m. you go to work. Come home at 5 and you just kind of relax. But essentially, every day, in just small ways, just a little bit at a time, chip away at anything it is that you could do to step by step or slowly build that life that you've always wanted. Okay, like they say, Rome wasn't built in one day. It took a long time. It took little steps. We had to build this building, then we had to go to the next one. We had to do that building, then we had to cut and pave the road. Then we had to create this, and then that, and then that. So Rome wasn't built in a day. And it doesn't mean that just because you're seeing a lot of people blow up on social media, and there's this culture of instant gratification, doesn't mean that your life has to be one that, oh, everything happens in one day. That's not how everything works. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes that's okay. Okay. But essentially, you want to be working and showing up for yourself. Because there's always going to be those two voices in your head. And Disney used to show this really well. They used to show, like in the cartoons, they used to show a devil on one shoulder and then like this angel on another shoulder. And they kind of depicted it as good and bad. But essentially, I talk about this in a lot of my other videos too, is there's really no such thing as good and bad. It's just how we interpret things. But, and we interpret things as good or bad, heaven or hell. Essentially, what we describe as heaven is a moment or a place in time and space where everything is going as expected and as we desire, and we are feeling happy, bliss, and fulfillment. That's what we kind of describe this heaven as, right? And then essentially, hell is a place where we are suffering. It is that emotion or feeling of torment, suffering, getting things that we do not want, that we don't desire. So that's essentially hell, okay? And then some cultures even ramped it up a little bit and made it like, oh, like you're burning forever. That's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna cap. That's kind of crazy. But essentially, we are essentially gods. And I talk about this in another video, but essentially we are powerful creators, and we create that heaven or hell now. Okay? We are creating that now in this place in time and space. This place in time and space is the only time that exists. Okay, there is no other time besides now. You can quantum jump and all that good stuff, but there is no other time than now. You create it right now. So essentially, when you're showing up for someone else, you're creating that hell, because it's like you're going to work at 9 and you're like, damn, dude, like, or you might be going to work at like 5 a.m. if you have like or a night shift. Like, dude, I can't do this any longer. I can't wait till I retire. You don't need to wait till you're 65 to follow your dreams. Okay, that's like the misconception that we all have. We slave, and then we turn 65 and we're like, oh, we're finally free, but you're too old to do anything. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You're too old to do anything. You can't go to the football games that you wanted to go to. You can't go talk to the females or do this and that with your friends. No, you're old. Okay, you're old. All right, it's just a fact. I'm not like trying to harp on anyone and say, oh, like you're too old. No, but I'm telling you, stop waiting for someone to save you and show up for yourself.